Howdy. As I build out my channel, I like to try different types of videos to see what I like to create, like what's fun for me, as well as what resonates with you out there in the YouTube universe. So I see a lot of videos with people going through their DVD collections and talking about them. So here we are. I thought I'd try that out. Now, this is likely to get pretty long. So it's just going to be, you and me hanging out here for a while. So, grab a drink, grab a snack, hang out with me. Let's just listen to me jib jab about stuff. So what I'm going to do is I have my entire Tom Baker US DVD set and UK DVD set, and I'm just going to go through them, kind of comparing, the cases, the artwork, just, generally talking about them and the stories themselves. So, hey, let's hang out, man. So we're going to start with Robot, the very first Tom Baker story. In general, I'd have to say that I like the UK presentation in general, although there are some things that I like better about the US discs. Certainly, I think the back of them looks better. And one big thing that I really, really like is the story number on there. As I'm ordering these on my shelves or I take them down to do something and need to put them back in, that story number that's invaluable. I also think down here, that's just ugly. Anyway, looking at these, the artwork's pretty similar. The US has a format where it takes over the whole front of the case, whereas, you've got this top part here, there. One big difference between the UK and the US disc that I really like, really like, is you guys get this cool insert. And there's some interesting information here to read about, as well as here. Like, this is cool. Like, we don't get anything like this with the US DVDs. Looking at the discs themselves for this one, it's just a plain Tom Baker. Nothing that identifies this one as Robot. Whereas over here, you've got the Robot itself and these stupid little things you guys have on your UK discs. I hate these things. I guess that's some sort of rating. But you see those a lot. And at least over here, you've got all those logos just kind of blend in there where they're all just splat. So anyway, I know I'm probably sound nitpicky and just things, but I'm just starting this video, man. Let's see where it goes. So that's Robot. That's a pretty solid story. Always good for a rewatch. Push that to the side. Next up, Layark Endless Space. Again, very similar. The artwork is identical. You flip over to the back. Again, man, I like that US back. This is one of my favorite stories. I've probably seen it a million billion times. Over here, this is interesting. This is slightly different than the other 2-disc UK cases that I've seen, or at least that I've opened. They typically tend to be this hinged thing that the US does. This one is that. Looking at the discs, the artwork, I gotta give it over here, man. I keep saying man. So to any of you ladies out there watching, gals, I gotta give it to this one, gals. And this, as fake as the green bubble wrap is in that story, this I've always just found so repulsive. I think that is just so effective. It's so gross. All right, so this disc is very similar, but we also get the same image of Tom, which kind of gets repetitive. Anyway, great story. Not much difference here. Oh, I forgot me insert. Don't want to lose sight of that. Another great insert. One of the great things about those UK discs. All right, continuing on, our tour de force. This is where we have our first difference. What the hell is with this? Could they have picked a worse picture of Tom and his hair? It's just horrible. I hate this cover. I hate it. This is so much better. So much better. This, I believe, is from a promo photo that was taken. And I think that there Sarah was also from a promo photo that was taken. I don't think those are from the actual story itself. Looking at the back, more of the same. Again, this big white block, just such a waste of space. I really do like the backs on these better. I'm going to probably say that about 100 more times. This is a great two-parter, and really phoning it in with the disc artwork over here. Just, there's nothing to identify this for the story that it is. Whereas over here, you've got Steyer. So, albeit all these logos everywhere. So the UK disc, in my opinion, is way, way better. The artwork, the presentation, everything. This, I just hate that. Ugh. Next one up. Another difference. The Doctor Who best #1 story ever. Yeah, this is a classic. Fantastic. And another very big difference with the artwork here. That's a seminal moment in the story. You know, Tom deciding, or the Doctor deciding, is he going to kill all the Daleks or not? But this is just such a more effective cover. The whole green hue and everything. Again, the backs on the US are going to win every time. And I'm going to stop saying that because you're probably sick of hearing it. But, oh, one thing we haven't talked about yet. The spines. The spines on the UK on a shelf look so much better. And the title of the story is very easy to read. Whereas when you have all the US ones lined up on a shelf, these titles are much more difficult to read. It's just white text on black, and it's smaller text. It's a lot more difficult to read on the shelf. So these UK discs, the cases, the artwork, 100% better on the shelf. All right, let's look at the disc. I mean, this is obviously a fantastic story. Who doesn't like it? And again, come on, US discs. Just phoning it in with the same artwork. Like, nothing to identify it other than the title. Whereas over here, we've got Davros and a Dalek. Let's see what we get on the other one. We've got a Dalek. I'll take that. These just look so much better. So like with Sontaran Experiment, man, the UK disc is just killing it over the US one. The last story in season 12, Revenge of the Cybermen. Oh, I've been doing the US on the right. Same artwork here. Backs. And then let's check out the discs. That disc looks pretty cool. And are we going to have just Tom again? Yes. God damn it. A slightly different background, I think, on that one. But again, it's just Tom with his finger in his mouth. Versus this. You're really trying, and I appreciate it. So much better looking. So that is the third one in a row where it just looks so much better. So that's all of season 12. And now we're going to get ready to move into season 13. Season 12 is such a great season. Coming out of the gate with Philip Pinchcliffe, Robert Holmes. Of course, you've got Elizabeth Sladen, Tom Baker. Like, man, this series is just on fire in this season. And season 13, like, elevates that. Takes it even a step further. So let's get into 13. All right. How we doing? You still with me? Cool. Season 13. Here's a better example of what I was talking about earlier when you look at the spines and how much better the UK look on a shelf versus the US. This just becomes a bleed that all looks the same, whereas you can really read the story titles a little bit better there. So, all right, let's get into it. We're going to start with first story in season 13. Oh yes, and we've changed locations here. As I work on my channel, I'm always trying out different locations to shoot and different lighting and things like that. So here we are at a different place. Terror of the Zygons. You'll notice that the UK is slightly different. Instead of having the clearly delineated gray top there, it kind of bleeds in, and they have the head of the Zygon really go up there. So this cover is a little bit different than most of the UK covers. Artwork is the same. There we've got the back. And opening up the discs, are we going to get just Tom again? Let's see. Well, we've got Tom and a Zygon in the background, but I really do tire of the reuse of that image. And then over here, all right, can't spin that around. Over there, we've got Scottish Tom and the Scarabus, Loch Ness Monster. Much better branding on that disc. And then disc 2, we have a Zygon, and over here, it's Tom and the Scarabus. And this is what I was talking about earlier with that Ark in Space. This is typically what you see is this hinge, whereas Ark in Space had another tray over here. Again, we have these wonderful booklets. You know, opening season 13, Terror of the Zygons marks a new direction for Doctor Who, producer Philip Hinchcliffe and script editor. So there's cool information here. And I mean, this must have added a little bit of cost to the production of these DVDs, but it's really worth it. Something here you can see. Is this a reversible cover? Is it? By Jove, it is. It's a reversible cover. I wonder what's different about it. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. That's interesting. I'm not going to dick with it now, though, because we have many, many more to go. Next up, Planet of Evil. Got it centered here. Again, similar artwork. Same story with the back. Guess which one I like better? All right. This is a great story. Really enjoy the story. As a kid, I always remember this one really stuck with me. What are we getting on the disc? Wah, wah, wah. Come on, man. You can't do better than that. Couldn't you do? I mean, the US disc art just can't keep pace with the UK disc art. You guys just do it better. But Doctor Who is your beloved national property, and but man, we do like it here in the US too. You couldn't do us a little bit better there? Another great story. Season 13, Terror of the Zygons, followed by Planet of Evil. Evil. That's the thing with doing this kind of live recording versus the narration I do. I don't get as much opportunity to do edits. Normally when I'm doing a narration, I cough 1,000 times. And so I really have to pay attention to that here. All right, Pyramids of Mars. We've got a bit of a difference here. Center. I would have to say that UK artwork is better. Tom, just again, not the best picture of Tom. Like, he's not looking great there. This collage over here is okay, but you know, much better picture of Tom over here. We've got Annie, get your gun. Sarah with her gun there. Backs. Again, you guys kill it with the UK version with everything except for the backs. It's just always so much better. The discs. Well, come on, Tom. And the dreaded WB logo. This is what leads to the problem with so many discs. There was a Warner Brothers manufacturer run where a lot of these US discs suffered from disc rot and won't play, which is what led me to, after buying all of the Tom Baker US ones, to go get the UK ones because, oh, what happened here? Talking about really phoning it in. I mean, it's just a silver disc with black ink. What's that about? Wow, UK, you've let me down. You've disappointed me. I'm gonna have to look that up. Why does that one not have artwork? All right, Pyramids of Mars. One of my favorite stories. Love, love, love this. Sarah is fantastic in this. Everything about it, the Egyptian slant to it. Great story. So 3 bangers in a row in season 13. What do we have next? Android Invasion. Not my favorite story. The first 2 parts are really good, but then parts 3 and 4 kind of just fall off the cliff. I do have to say, I think the color contrast here is a bit better. This is a little bit washed out compared to this artwork. Backs. All right, are we getting just Tom? Is that going to be the thing now? Yep, that's the thing. Sigh. And in the UK, are you going to let me down with a silver disc? No. So much better. So much better. So what is with that 1 silver disc? I don't know. So after, what, 1, 2, 3 really good stories, this starts off so strong, but then just kind of lands up in a weird place. Next. Man, what a story this is. What a story this is. Gothic horror at its finest. We've got a Frankenstein story. It's fantastic. Okay, the front artwork, the same. We don't have that color contrast issue that we did on the last one. There's our backs. All right, it's gonna be Tom. Gonna be just Tom. Yep. And come on, come on. And over here, we've got our Frankenstein guy. I haven't seen this one in a while. I don't remember what he's called. But got our inserts. I hope we don't run into any missing inserts, because big fan of these. Great story. Frankenstein, that guy is just super creepy in it. That makes up for the Android Invasion kind of falling off in the back half. Next up, man, they finish it strong. They finish it so strong. This is such a great story. I've seen this one a million times. 6-parter. First 2 parts, they're in like the Antarctic, some sort of snow place, and then the next 4 parts, they go back to England. That really helps the 6-parter not, drag on, because it's kind of like a 2-part story and then a different 4-part story, but with continuity throughout it. Front covers, both looking the same here. Same story with the back covers. All right, disappoint me. Yep. Yep. All right, impress me. Come on, you guys do it right. That's the same. Yep, that's the same. Okay, you phoned it in reusing the same artwork on both discs, but at least you spent some time on that. And again, with these, so I thought that was your rating. PG, because there's a US PG, but what the hell is this thing? Irish Film Classification Office, G. And then it's in a different language under there. Is that like Welsh or Gaelic or what is that? I don't know. So that must be the English rating, and that's for Ireland? I don't know. Interesting. All right, that's season 13. Been really killer season. So many good stories, except for Android Invasion, which back half of it is a bit weak. So, all right. If you got to go top off your drink, get more snacks, maybe make a sandwich, why don't you hit pause here, go do that. I'm going to actually do that. And then we'll come back with season 14. And we're back with season 14. Starts off with not my favorite, The Mask of Mandragora. I don't know, this story this is probably the first miss for me. I mean, it's Doctor Who and it's Tom Baker and I'll watch and love it, but it's just not my favorite. I don't know. Okay, disc check. Should we even bother looking anymore? Or should we just assume that it's going to be lazy? And over here, that is, yeah, same artwork as the cover. So we're starting to get a little lazier over here in the UK, but still, it's vastly better than the US one. Again, not my favorite story. I don't know what it is about it. All right. Next. Oh, what a story this is. What a story this is. Sarah Jane Smith's final classic story. What a sad day. The final scene in this, where Sarah and the Doctor say goodbye. Man, oh man. Every time. All right, artwork. All right, it's an okay picture of Tom. Got the same picture of Liz. Slightly different profiles of, what was it, Elrad? Forgive me if I don't remember every detail. So, yeah, UK cover probably has it, particularly for putting Sarah more prominently here, since this is her last story of classic Who. There we are with our backs. Oh, look at that. I got a crack. Gonna have to replace that case. All right, US disc. Disappoint me. Yep. I'm not even gonna turn it right side up. Clowns. All right, what do we get on the UK? Different artwork. Well, slightly different artwork. It's kind of this with just the left part. So far, we're not missing any of our inserts, which is great. I'm gonna have to read those. Maybe scan them in, put them on a website. This doesn't have, oh, you know what? With, oh, I don't have it here anymore. The one that had the Irish warning, was that Terror of the Zygons? I don't remember, I'm gonna have to go back and look, but that was the only one where we saw that Irish rating, or Scottish rating, or whatever it was. All right, Sarah Jane, we will miss you. Deadly Assassin. There is no companion in this one. None. But it's still a really good story. Tom still holds the show together. This is another one where like Android Invasion, it's kind of like two different stories in one. You've got the Doctor and Gallifrey, and then he goes into that weird, trippy mind zone thing where he's being hunted for the back half of the story. And for me, that kind of drags on. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but the first half of this is really good. Covers are the same. And now we've got a Gallifrey logo, label, whatever it is. And then here, thank you very much, UK. Same as the cover, So it looks like we're saving some time there. That's been kind of consistent. One of the main reasons The Deadly Assassin was made by the production team was to prove to Tom Baker that a companion was necessary for the Doctor. Unfortunately, as a one-off, due to the superb script by Robert Holmes and the masterly direction of David Maloney, they produced yet another classic. Interesting. I'm going to have to read up more on that one. All right, Deadly Assassin, good story. But, like I said, the back half kind of falls off. Face of Evil. This is the third story in a row. No, not third story. Yeah, well, at least second. Again, another one where the first two episodes are very different than the second two episodes. We start off cool with Leela and the 17 introduction of Leela here. We all know that, I'm sure. And then the second half, they go into Tom Baker Mountain, and they go on the Tom Baker Space Mountain ride, and it's just like this weird Wizard of Oz thing going on in there. It's just a weird thing. This looks like it's an illustration to me. Leela looks a little weird. The mountain looks horrible. Mount Rushmore there. Although Tom could be a photograph. I don't know. Or maybe they just took a photo and stylized it weird or sent it through a photocopier or something. Up here we've got some asteroids or something. I don't know why. Going to the back. Okay. Oh, they tried a little bit here. They put the ugly Mount Rushmore face there. That is horrible. And I think the camera's doing it more justice because it's kind of washed out. It's not great. British. Yeah, there's definitely a theme where they are reusing the artwork at this point and not varying the cover from the disc, but still, that's okay. They're still trying, and that still looks like shit. It's a long season. Man, oh man, oh man. Woman, oh woman, oh woman. One of my favorites. I've seen this a million billion times. What a great story. We've got the special edition in the US. I don't have the special edition in the UK. At some point, maybe I'll pick it up, but I kind of like the difference in the artwork. Really good artwork over here. This still works, but the quality, the resolution of that's a little bit off. Again, man, which back would you pick? Which one looks better? All right, Robots of Death, special edition. What a good story. They know it, and what do they do for the disc? And what do we do for the disc over here? Oh, we've got another Silver Boy. The second silver disc we've run into. We've got two PGs for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Great story. It's Agatha Christie in space. It's basically Murder on the Orient Express. And it's so good. It's so effective. Such good acting. Such a good story. Such fantastic robot costume design. Yeah. Just firing on all cylinders there. Last one of the season. Another absolute classic. I don't think that this is special edition. I made sure that I got special edition and everything in the US, but when I bought my UK set, I got almost the whole thing except for Key to Time in one batch, and so it was whatever was in that batch, whereas I bought every single US disc separately, and so I was very specific about getting all the special editions there. The backs, what is with the background on that? That's weird. Do they do that with others? Well, that doesn't have special. Do they do it with others? A little bit here, but not to that degree. Okay, Towns of Wang Chang. I've seen this so many times that I actually don't like to watch this story very much anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, you couldn't at least do something there for Callens of Wang Chiang. Silver. This is our third story where we've seen silver. Is there a different company that made the silver ones? What's the difference? What's going on? Can we see what's different here? It says Amaray. Is that the case manufacturer? I don't know. Oh, look. This one is reversible too. What's the difference? Why do they put these in? I don't know what the difference is or why they would do that. I'm going to have to go to the internet and find out. Anyway, I don't know why some of these are silver, but that's phoning it in. All right, that is the end of that season. Another fantastic season of Tom Baker. Okay, we're doing about 10 minutes a season here, so this is a long one. So at that rate, what do we got, 7 seasons? Yeah, we're going to be like an hour and 10, an hour and 15 minutes by the time we're done. So, all right, bathroom break while I go get the next season. All right, what are we on? Season 15. Starts off fantastic. Horror Fang Rock. This looks way better, for sure. This is another great story, another one I've seen a million billion times. Yep. Plain old same Tom in the same space, but they just vary the background graphic for some reason. Another dreaded WB disc. 1999, $8.99. And meh. I keep holding it up too high. That's better than the US, but like meh. Can put the lighthouse over there. Great story. We've got a U. What does U mean? I don't know what U means. Oh, contains mild horror and very mild language. What's the mild language? I don't know. I really, really liked this story as a kid, but as an adult, it's not great. It's a little goofy. This shrimp guy, this giant shrimp thing. We do pick up K9 in this story. We've got a 12. What's a 12 mean? Suitable only for persons of 12 years and over. I wonder why that is. All right, so this also has a second disc that has K9 and Company, which, hey, kudos for putting K9 on it. Does this come with that? No. Interesting. Now here we've got two. We've got the 12, and then we have the Film Censor's Office. This is like on that other one we saw with another language. And again, is that Welsh, Gaelic? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look these things up. This is, again, not like my typical narration videos where I've done some research and figured things out and know everything I'm talking about, or at least think I know everything I'm talking about. This is just me shooting from the hip. Next up, just like Mask of Mandragoria, I put that and this story in the same bucket. Image of the Fendel, I just don't like it. It's not for me. I don't even remember what Leela does in this one. I don't even remember what she does. Hey, we got a pentagram and a skull. All right, thank you for trying, US. And over here, very similar thing. pentagram, not the skull, and the crazy demon angel lady, Medusa lady. I don't remember much about this. Doctor Who's Gothic period drew towards its natural end with Image of the Fendal. That's it for our famous Gothic era. We're moving into some different tones for the show. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch that one, see if I like it any better. It's been a while. Sunmakers, this one is famously a commentary on British taxes. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Doesn't really stand out. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's all right. A lot of canine shooting people in this one, as I remember. And we've got, I guess, a sun. All right. That kind of fits. And then with this one, we've got that dude. I don't remember his name. Okay. Again, two different. That's the Irish Film Classification Office. Maybe they made them for Ireland and Britain and different manufacturers or something. I don't know. Ugh. Notoriously, one of the worst Doctor Who stories. They ran out of money. I don't even remember this one. I just remember them running around in like tunnels and it looking super cheap. It's been ages since I've watched this one. With good reason. Yeah. Okay. We've got Buddy carrying other Buddy. And weird Rocketeer looking dude. Yeah, I just haven't seen a couple of these in a while. And closing out season 15. Is that where we are? Oh, we're breezing through this season. Invasion of Time. This was a longer one, isn't it? Is this a 6-parter? I don't remember. 150 minutes? Is that what it says? Yeah, that's got to be a 6-parter. This is where we have the departure of Leela. They do not do her justice. Just like with Romana, they don't do her justice on her send-off. I mean, just to cheaply marry her off to one of the Gallifreyan guards at the end with absolutely no setup for it. Just all of a sudden at the end, she's like, oh, hey, this is my boyfriend, and I'm going to hang out with him, and we're going to be, doing stuff. So that's not Leela at all. Discs. We've got the cogs. That's the room where he lined it with the cogs so the things couldn't read his mind or something. I don't remember. Both of them look like that. Okay. At least they put the cogs. Over here, we've got a Centauran. I'll give him credit for that. And then disc 2. Okay. Cogs, little spiderweb thing. Yeah. This is a good story. It drags on a little bit, and they just do not do Leela justice with her departure. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing. All right, up next. Oh, hey, 7 minutes or so on this one. We covered this one a little bit. How's my energy? Am I keeping my steam up? I am lagging a little bit. Maybe I'll go have a little bit of caffeine real quick before we move on to Key to Time. Season 16, is that where we are? Man, there is just a lot of Tom Baker, isn't there? All right, this is Key to Time. This was a very early DVD box set here in the US, and I picked it up. It was before the special edition, so I think they had rushed it to market and didn't do the same amount of restoration work or put in the effort for the extras. So I have seen this so many times. It was one of my first box sets. Back in the day, it was expensive. You couldn't buy DVDs like you can get them now. So I've just seen all of these But Ribos Operation, what a great story. There's so much atmosphere to this thing. It's just such a good setting. And we have Romana 1 with Mary Tam. We've got her for the whole season and that's it. But she is great in this. Fantastic. The artwork has been pretty consistent between the US and UK versions. I don't remember that many differences. Bleh. All right, we've got a key to time piece on there. Thanks for that. And yeah, same here. I mean, it's slightly better presentation, key to time. I wonder if the piece actually lines up with the piece that's in the story. I don't know. Anyway, how am I doing? I just had a little caffeine. Hopefully we can keep this going. Stay with me. It's been a long slog and we have, what, 3 seasons to go? So that was the first key to time. The second part in this story, and this is a 6-story arc where they've got to go find the 6 pieces to the key to time and put it together to stop the universe or something. I don't know. A little bit of a variation here that this is all of a red hue and we do have some color there that's popping through a little bit more. So that's a bit better of a cover. Backs. Okay. Discs. All right, we got another piece of the key to time just behind the text. Whereas here, let's get the other UK one. Yeah, it looks like they're paying attention to detail. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to assume that that's the piece of key to time in this story, and same with this one. And as much of a fan as I am of Douglas Adams, he was the script editor or the writer on this one. I forget, again, yep, by Douglas Adams. His humor seeps through a little bit too much in this story. His humor is not Doctor Who. It's fantastic for Hitchhiker's Guide and love him for that. But I think his influence on Pirate Planet didn't quite fit in with Doctor Who. And I think the story kind of suffers for it as a result. I mean, we got that dumbass flying bird and K9 fights it and it's just like a fight in a pet shop and it's just, and this weird guy with the pirate guy, he's just over the top. So I would say that this suffers from the writing, even though Douglas Adams is so good. Number 3, I wrap this, or I bundle this together with Mask of Mandragoria and Image of Fendel and Stones of Blood. To me, for whatever reason, they're all the same story to me. I know they're not, but to me they are. They're just the same thing. Kind of like the occult-like thing. I think maybe that's what it is. Key to Time, again, obscured by the text. You know, the image of that key to time piece. And that's what we're going to have consistently here. We've got 2 ratings here, the 12 and the PG. Some scenes may be unsuitable for young children. Yeah, that one's okay. Next, Androids of Tara, another great story. Just like Ribos Operation, this one's just got so much charm, so much atmosphere, really stands out. Again, very similar cases. The contrast on this artwork is slightly better than over here. Got our backs. We're gonna have this boring key to time thing, so not much to see here, but another great story. And I really like the little stickers on the UK things here. I don't normally like stickers on cases, but I do like the ones on the UK editions. Oh, Power Kroll. Power Kroll, you're just You're just so goofy. There's goofy stuff going on in here, but again, a very unique story with a very unique setting. They do a really good job with this season, with each story having a very strong setting, with the key to time being the loose thread throughout the 6 episodes. So I definitely give it credit for being strong with its setting and what it's trying to present. But it's very 80s. Where are we here? 78 to 79. So we're on the cusp of the 80s. I would say the start of the 80s. And so yeah, it's a little goofy. You know, there's green guys running around. There's a scene where Baker is on being stretched on a rack with Romana and I think some other person, and he does some high-pitched thing. I don't know. I don't know, man. And the 6th and final story to Key to Time, The Armageddon Factor. This is a 6-parter. It goes on forever. I remember as a kid, you know, I still loved it. I loved the 6-parters because we saw them as omnibus, like movie cuts here on my PBS station. So this was like 2 hours long, something like that, over 2 hours long. So on a Saturday afternoon as a kid, this was just, bam, here's a huge amount of Doctor Who to watch. But the story does drag. It's kind of dark. It's kind of grungy. It's still a good story. We have Lalla Ward making her appearance here, not as Romana yet, but as Princess Astra. Am I remembering that correctly? Mary Tam and John Lee, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I can't find it there. I'm not going to waste any more time looking for it. But we all know that Lalla Ward is going to become Romana 2 in the next season. So, yeah, thank you that it is 2.5 hours long. Another one where we don't have the hinge and we have the tray over here. That's interesting. And so far, we have not missed a single one of these inserts. These are so nice. These are so cool. Okay. We've been doing this for a while, and we've got 2 more seasons to go. My God. Are you still with me? It's a lot. I know. But hey, we're hanging out. We're having fun. How long have we been here at this point? We've been here a while. So I'm having fun. I think maybe the one thing I would do with something like this in the future is maybe break apart my recording sessions across a couple of days. So keeping the energy level up here is a little difficult. So, all right, I'm going to go get the next 2 seasons and do them all at once and finish this out. So if you're still with me, man, thanks. I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. It's probably time to fill up the snacks and the drinks again, or maybe you're too full. I don't know. I'll be back with the next 2. All right, home stretch. We are in the last 2 seasons. We're doing them both together. Stay with me. We can do this. I have faith in you. All right, Destiny of the Daleks, the second Dalek story in the Tom Baker run. While Genesis of the Daleks is moody, atmospheric, scary, this is the complete opposite. There's nothing menacing about the Daleks here at all. We've got the Movellans, I believe they're called. I mean, it's an interesting story, but when you compare it to Genesis of the Daleks, it's just kind of there. We have the introduction of Lalla Ward as Romana II, because Mary Tam has made her exit after 1 season. Thankfully, we have that season, and she's just so good in it. And that's what's great about Baker's era and all the Doctor's era. You know, Baker, we've got Sarah Jane, fantastic run with that. Then we have Leela, though that's such a good run with Leela. Then we have Romana 1, 6 great stories with her. And then Romana 2, just such good companions through the Tom Baker era. So, phoning it in. Thanks. Come on. Aren't we like the global superpower? Can't the global superpower do better than this? Ugh. All right. Okay, that's cool. I'll take that. All right, Destiny of Daleks. Solid watch. Not the best, not the worst. It's good. We've definitely entered into a different era of Doctor Who. It's certainly, we've had a big departure from the days of Philip Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes. City of Death. Everybody loves City of Death. And I think this guy is so gross. He's so disgusting. Oh my God, I hate it. Co-written by Douglas Adams. There's definitely some Douglas Adams humor in here, but it's not anywhere near as bad as Pirate Planet. Like, maybe because he's co-writer here and somebody like kept him in check. I don't know. Back. All right. What are we getting on the discs? Bleh. Bleh. City of Death, UK. That's not great. So they've taken that part and the Paris backdrop and dropped out Squidward and Lala there. Well, there she is. Okay, you know, as a set, that's kind of cool. Baker on the left of that. Lala Ward on the right of that. That's kind of cool. I like that. Great story. Really good writing. This kind of, to me, has a little bit of a similar tone as Seeds of Doom. A little bit like that to me. I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, good story. All right, Creature from the Pit. Ugh. It's not great. It's a little campy. We've got this goth dominatrix here going on. At least that's how I always viewed her. It's a goofy story. It's good though. It's 80s Doctor Who. We love you, no matter whether you're goofy or not. Got the kind of the jungle background there, but again, the same image of Tom. What do we got here? Yeah, that's the same as the cover. Again, being consistent. Some of the earlier seasons we had different artwork here, but again, loving the inserts. Get the UK editions if you live in the US and you want the DVDs and you don't want the Blu-rays, because most people are like, just get the Blu-rays. But hey man, I'm a DVD guy. But you do you. Another one of my favorites. I love this story. The creature design is so effective. So effective. I love the whole zoo and a projector kind of thing. I love the whole Fraxoan drug thing. The captain of the one ship, like the bald-headed English dude, I think he's hugely miscast. I don't like him in this. Otherwise, really good story. One of my favorite. Seen this a billion times. Hey, look at this. We put those monster guys. I don't remember what they're called, but okay. But minus 10 points for using the same goddamn image of Tom again. Much better. And it's the same as it's on the cover, but okay. They've been consistent with that for a while. Great story. Next. Ugh. I put this one in the same basket as Creature from the Pit. It's just goofy. It's not great. The story's not great. This is the Minotaur one, right? Yeah, where we got that. The Minotaur with the giant head and just the normal sized body. So like he skipped leg, neck, body, and arm day at the gym and just went for head day or something. This is not a good story. Not a good story. Try and convince me otherwise. Go ahead. If you like this one, get in the comments and defend it. That's a nice disc. That's the same artwork again, being consistent with that. All right. We're doing it. That pile's half down. You got both seasons at the same time here. Shada, I have to say, I've never watched Shada. think I've tried once or twice, but this is a story that was not finished because of a writer's strike or something, and it's like there's different editions of this, and some are animated and some are better than others, and I don't know. Yeah, you can see some animated cells here. One of these days I'll get through it. Now my UK set came with this box set of Shada. I don't know how this version compares to the US version I have, but then you also have this More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS documentary. So that's kind of cool. That's the Legacy collection. So Shada, I can't really talk about it other than I don't know much about it. I do know they took some of the footage from this and used it in the Five Doctors because Tom Baker's ego would not allow him to share the screen with other doctors. Leisure Hive. Great story. Another story with a really good setting that really, I don't know how they do it. There's so many, what is there, 42 Tom Baker stories? And this far into his seasons, into his stories, they're still writing really good science fiction and coming up with really unique set designs and costumes. And that's one of the strengths of Doctor Who, particularly the Tom Baker era, is that there's so much variety. And again, for them to be this far into his tenure as the Doctor and to come up with something like this. We have some difference in the cover art here. Character costume design here wasn't fantastic. Yeah, we knew you were a guy in a green sheet. I don't know. I guess that one's better. The backs. The discs. Blah. Oh, look. Got an insert here for 2005 Who. Okay. Look at how far we've come. And here, ooh, another silver disc. It's been a while since we've seen one of these. That's disappointing. I might have to see if there is one with an actual disc with art on it. I wouldn't mind having this story in my catalog represented that way. That's a good one. This goes in the same pile as Creature from the Pit and Horns of Nimon. Just a silly story. We have Cactus Doctor Who. I don't remember why. This is so 80s. This is so weird. I remember there's some like English-looking accountant dude or something in a suit, and I don't remember much else besides that. I don't tend to rewatch this one very often. Again, tell me in the comments, defend it. Tell me that Cactus Doctor Who is good. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. I put this one in the same bucket as Leisure Hive. Again, how do they come this far in Tom Baker's tenure and still come up with really unique stories and settings and design? This, like Leisure Hive, has its own kind of like look and feel to it that kind of stands out from other stories. And these Creature from the Black Lagoon guys, they're really cool. Marshmen, isn't that what they call them? Marshmen. Really good costume design there. Got the backs. I don't think K9 saw a lot of action in this one. And of course, this is where we pick up Adaric. Adaric divides the nation, right? I mean, we love him and we hate him at the same time. I like Adaric, but he can be a lot sometimes. He can be a lot. He's like the kid that you let in your gang at school, and he's like the lowest in the hierarchy in your gang, but he's still in your gang. Anyway, great story. The Starliner model effects at the end of this were a little disappointing. But other than that, really good, unique setting. Another banger. Again, just such a unique setting. It's so creepy. The music really lends to the atmosphere in the story. We've got a Dracula story going on here. It's well done. We've got the medieval village. Really good story. You can tell in the middle, couple middle seasons there, I wasn't as strong with my Doctor Who knowledge or remembering some of these, but I'm coming back strong with being able to comment on some of these. So if you're still with me, thanks for sticking through that little bit of a lull in the middle there. Another great story. Oh, case is cracked. Gonna have to replace that one. Yeah, look at that. Okay, found a couple of cracked cases here. Another good one. This is the second in the E-Space trilogy. Again, like the Key to Time, it's just like this light thread that ties things together. It's not really a, they don't really focus on E-Space throughout the story, just in the beginning and the end. And the final E-Space, just like Leela was given a bad send-off by just suddenly marrying her off to a Gallifreyan guard, we've got Leela stays behind. Not Leela. Damn it. Lala Ward plays Romana too. Come on. I've been doing pretty good here. Give me a little slack. But again, doesn't she hold hands with this dog guy at the end? Or does she just stay behind to help him with whatever weird world? Again, another really unique setting. Really cool stuff going on with the E-Space trilogy. That's all right. More of a serious story, more of an abstract story. It always, to me, had a little bit of an MC Escher vibe to it. But a great way to close out E-Space. Two more. Yet another very unique story. I don't know how they do it. Horrible choice of picture for Tom here. Not much better of a picture choice for him there. Cool costume design on that guy. I forget what he's called. The Melker, something like that. Here we pick up Nyssa. Adric is running around somewhere here. Kind of phoning it in there. That's not great. Like, you should have had the Melkor guy on there. Come on. But at least it's better than that. All right, drum roll. Have you made it this far? I've got a gigantic stack of DVDs next to me. The final Tom Baker story, Logopolis. I don't remember much about this one at all, except for a very weak death scene with Baker. I remember being really weird and moody and kind of uncentered. Horrible cover. We're using the same picture of Tom here. Not a great picture. Same picture of the Master. That dude that was stalking Tom. I forget what he was. Was he like future Tom or dying Tom? Or I don't remember. The Ghost of Christmas Past. What was he? And here we pick up Tegan. So this completes the new TARDIS crew where we've got Adric, Nyssa, and Tegan. So our new crew is in place here. And the sad end of Tom Baker's reign. But you know what? It was probably a good time for him to go. And we did get Davison coming in. That's kind of the same phoning in as we got with... Where is it? Hold on. Yeah. Keep her a-trocking. Like, kind of the same thing there. Just blah. All right. We have been doing this for a long time. If you have stuck with me, you're a trooper. Kudos to you. I hope this was interesting. It was interesting to me to go through and to compare and contrast and just kind of shoot the shit and talk about Doctor Who. But also, to look at what are the differences between the UK and US DVDs. So I hope that was enjoyable. This is a lot of footage for me to put together. It shouldn't be too much editing though, but I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, please like this video if you like it. If you like me and what I'm doing here and haven't already subscribed, please do that. Those two things really, I know everybody on YouTube always says that. Please like, subscribe, and ring that bell. But honest to God, it really does help as we try and build our channels here on YouTube. It also gets these videos exposed more to the YouTube algorithm so that other people can see them, which also helps get channel exposure. So, hey, if you've stuck this way, if you've stuck this far, gee, I'm tripping over my words at this point. I'm out of steam. So I'll just say thank you. Thanks for sticking with me if you've made it this far. I hope it was enjoyable, and I'll see you in another video.